Cool little touch with those mini belts for your kids. For
Right.
WBC.
I appreciate the WBC.
Yeah. When this fight was first mentioned, I mean, how excited were you to get this type of opportunity?
Well, if you pay attention to the caliber of the weight class, everybody has been talking about when Rosario was going to fight with J-Rock, and whoever wins that fight this fight. And then that got out the way, which was IBF, and I think then they made Petra Tejera fight Castano, and that fight went out the way. So now it's just like, it's fall of marbles. It's just a huge opportunity for me.
How good does it feel to be the shot caller after fighting so hard to be in this position? All moves go through Jermell Charlo.
It almost makes you feel like every other state. It's 50 states versus Texas, and I feel like super huge feeling that Texas finally get an opportunity to fight for something unspeakable.
Does it trip you out the fact that even without your accomplishment, all the stuff you accomplished, people still be out there hating on you? Oh, he can't do this. First it was like you couldn't be a champion, now you're a champion. Better be undisputed champion, now you can't do this. You can't do it at this weight class. Does it bother you the fact that people still hate you?
Well, that's the nature of my sport, I'm not as much. I feel like I must not be as much likable as everybody else, but I try my best to be as likable as I can. You come here to support me or not. I'm gonna fight for all of the belts right now, and that's a huge thing for me. So it's either you like it or not, you respect it or not. You come to Texas, and you in Texas, you come to support Jermell Charlo, okay? Jermell Charlo and Jermell Charlo, the Charlo twins. If we're in your city, pull up, baby. We're gonna fight. We're gonna put on a show for you.
Does it bother you the fact that people still question your resume? Who's he fought? You got these belts. They still like, who's he fought?
Nah. If they question my resume at this point, I'm just like, okay, you must not know about the sport of boxing because obviously you don't know my weight division.
How important was it to have this fight in Texas? You fought in Barclays, you fought in Vegas. LA.
Well, I had a lot of venues. I could have fought in Vegas, LA, New York, but thank God it made us to this point to where I'm fighting in Texas. I'm much more excited about that than anything. Low key, it haven't really hit me yet. I'm fighting in Texas, bro. That's tight. Just Texas alone. But San Antonio, cool, that's tight. That's even doper. San Antonio got a lot of boxing fans. People from Houston go to San Antonio every weekend. So, why not come peep me fight?
You just mentioned how obviously there's a lot of fights that were being talked about, but people get knocked off. For many, many years, your name has been the one consistent name at the top of the 154-pound division. We just saw Jarrett Hurd be upset recently as well. Talk to us about the consistency throughout your career and being able to remain, top dog at 100.
I just want to say thank you to God because, he got beat by J-Rock, and I think Rosario beat J-Rock, and then all of a sudden I come out of nowhere, boom, I beat, Rosario, but, Lubin, I knocked him out, and all the other people, I knocked them out. When I lost to Tony Harrison, I revenged my loss. Shout out to the WBC. They really believed in me because if it wasn't for the WBC, I probably wouldn't have never got the opportunity. Who would have thought that I would have made that title back to keep my ranking? So now, me being the top dog in the division and fighting for all of that I could fight for, it's just now I feel like I got so much more on my plate than anybody.
Jermell, how these arenas like your Toyota Center is gonna be at AT&T, and you would fight in Dallas. Does it inspire you to be in one of these stadiums, either AT&T Stadium or Lion or the Alamo Dome, to take it to the next level?
I wish I had my own stadium, but I fought in Toyota Stadium before. I fought in Lion Arena before.
I'm talking about the stadium, the football stadium. So it's inspired you to get to that level.
Now to move across the nation, the state is huge.
Jermell, talk about just obviously you, your brother Earl. How old were you when you guys started talking about we're gonna headline, we're gonna be the guys in Texas?
I don't think we was even professionals when I first spoke on being a headline in boxing. Now I'm a headline, that's crazy to me. That's bizarre to me. It's still crazy to me. I won't enjoy this stuff until my children are apart and up to age to where they can talk to me about it. Right now, I'm just living a life and a dream come true. I can't believe that I'm actually fighting in front of my son. I'm fighting in front of my son. He's 12 years old almost. My daughter's almost 10. It's just crazy to me. My fiance, she watching. My baby, it's just amazing, big things for me. It gives me another spark for sure. But for sure, dog, I'm wow. I used to drive to San Antonio for 3.5 hours just to go to UTSA, hang out with there, take her classes, and just go to San Antonio and Six Flags. Now I'm actually to see if any of those party members could come. watch me fight. Like, and they come out. Like San Antonio is a dope ass sport. I mean, dope ass city that loves sports because they don't have football, right? So why not support boxing?
Now, is it a trip you have that you got a lot of respect in the hood and in the suburbs? Like they like you in the Woodlands and they like you in South Houston.
Yeah, so that's the difference between me, right? So like people in the hood, like I love my hood. Like I love every hood, especially A-Leaf and Southwest. I've been to South Park. I've been in the Northside Acres.
Even South Dallas, they like you.
Yeah, I've been even in South Dallas, of course, and that's in a whole nother state. But like, I'm really, I care about just respect, period. You know, and if you respect is the same way, even if you're in the suburbs or not. So, I love the fact that like Texas, it's just like a Texas thing. Let's gravitate to mostly about that, but I love the hood, dog. Like I just can't get the hood out of me. The hood, I'm gonna eat ramen noodles forever. But that ain't not only the hood eat ramen noodles, you know, the suburbs eat it too. So it's just like, you know, it's things that we all share in common and we enjoy it. From people from the suburbs that come from the hood and they'll meet and say, what are the things you like? We'll be able to converse in common.
Mel, you mentioned Rosario and Lubin. What do you think about that fight? You know they're fighting next week.
Hey, Lubin and Rosario fighting next week, and that's a really tough fight for both of them. I don't believe, well, I don't want to make any predictions because I might be at that fight, but I think Rosario has a redemption on his mind, and Lubin has a ego on his mind. So either one or the other will get broken.
Because he always asks for a rematch with you,
Correct.
and Lubin. That's I hear it all the time.
Mel, Winky Wright was the last undisputed champion at 154 back in 2004. It's been a while since somebody's been that. How do you want your legacy in the sport to be remembered as, and what is underrated in Jermell Charlo's boxing game?
My mental mostly is underrated. Like I pay attention to how people don't really understand my mental about the sport of boxing. The longer you're in boxing, the better your mental becomes. And Lubin is a great fighter, you know, like he's in the top 10, and I feel like a lot of people can't fuck with him. And so, sorry, a lot of people can't beat Lubin, but a lot of people will be able to put up a good fight with him. And so, Rosario as himself is a great fighter, but he has a lot more to show me because he hasn't put up most of the stats Lubin has. Lubin beats Terra aggression. The statistics pay the bills, you know, so. I really don't know what this really speaks, you know, given. I'm not the one that's fighting for them, so I don't know neither one of the motherfuckers, and neither do I like any boxer.